Okay, so we're going to have a play with something called Echo. It's an authoring tool. If you go to echo.com, you'll see it looks a bit like Netflix, how it's kind of set up. This is all their sort of published content, but we're not interested in watching stuff, although that you can have a look at some, see how it works. We're going to have a play with their authoring tool, which is free, surprise, surprise. As you can see, I'm logged in. Do create an account and log in, it's free. I've got two legendary projects here, test 1 and 1. I'm going to create a new one to show you what this is able to do, and I'm going to try and make a not naff looking Visit Iceland kind of ad, not the supermarket, the country, pretending we can travel. So depending on your broadband speed, this tool might be a bit slow. It might be a bit quicker, so we'll just wait for this to load. Okay, so it took a couple seconds to load, but here it is. Once it's loaded, this is what you'll get. You'll get these strange looking things. These are called our nodes, and you'll see some sort of lines here. These are our paths. So remembering what twine looks like, it kind of looks similar. The first thing I would recommend you do is upload your files. So you can drag and drop, or you can upload. I'm going to drag and drop so you don't see my messy filing structure. I recommend you do name your files sensibly. I've done that a little bit. Pretty time lapse here could be of anything. It just makes it easier for you to find things. There are some handy little question marks around here which if you're ever stuck you can click on so we can find out what file formats are supported when this loads. So we've got all the common video file formats, the main ones. If you're wanting to put in here some illustrations, some images, you can put images so long as they're these file formats. Export some animation files. Basically, so long as they're these files, we can work with anything. Okay, so these nodes are different points in our story. A node is just a point in a network. Anyone who studied networks will be familiar with that word. Some quick hints and tips. Your videos need to be longer than 2 seconds, but shorter than half an hour. Good luck uploading videos that are longer than half an hour anyway. It would probably crash the web browser. We've got down here some design presets, so later on where we make some user interface things like buttons, if you want to save that so you can easily apply it to other buttons, we can do that. We can add a menu layer, so a bit like in the old days with DVDs where you used to be able to select a chapter to skip to, we can do that. And we can add a soundtrack, and you just turn that on, you turn it on. So I've already got an MP3 file on here, A Thing of Beauty is the title of it, and I just click on and that will play it in the background for us. Cool, so let's have a go at adding some of our content. I've just double clicked on the node here so I can get a bigger preview, and I'm going to drag and drop a video in here. And it's stuck some default buttons in here. It's gone all Shakespearean on us, to be or not to be. We can double click on these to edit them. So I'm going to go for Visit Waterfall. And let's try, or how about the Northern Lights? Not sure how they'll manage the Northern Lights in the daytime. This isn't about being accurate, just showing you how light buttons can work. Cool. So by default we've got like these blue kind of looking buttons. To change how these buttons look, we've got some options over here. So just to say what these buttons look like at the moment, these are looking like they're going to click and navigate to our two nodes down here, be or not to be. Need to rename these so they match up with what's on here. So let's just double click and rename this one Waterfall, and let's rename this one Northern Lights. I can remember then. So let's go back here. We can change what these look like and how they link. At the moment it's linking to the waterfall node. If we want to change this to another one, we can click on here and change it that way. We can also change it so it makes a certain sound. you'll hear like a dun kind of noise. We'll leave it at that. If you have like some button noises, you can upload those and you can then select that sound there. So let's change what these look like. So we can go into style and we can have like, there's some already pre-designed different ones. If you want an image to act as a button rather than text, then you just drag an image from your library over into here. We're going to stick with text for now, so we're going to have visit waterfall, and let's change, we can go to transform, so we can change position and shape and size. I'm going to go to options here, and here we can change some fonts. There's not millions of fonts, I'm afraid, but there are some cool ones. We can also change the colour. Let's go for like white maybe, and you can change the size, the spacing, text align, blah 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 blah. Cool. Okay, we don't want our viewer to end up stuck on a screen for like ever. We want to force them, as mean as that sounds, to choose and navigate to another scene in our story. So by default up here I've got like a timer. This is like a countdown one. There's a couple of different timers that will show, they'll click and drag down and give you an idea of time. And there's some, this one looks like a thermometer or something. Anyway, you can choose different ones. This one looks a bit countdown-ish. Let's go for the countdown looking one. And we can change these, we can change the colours and things as well. Just going to leave it as white. And this will then force them to choose. And to change the amount of time someone has to decide, we can move these little markers over here to give them more or less time, and to define where our buttons come up or down. Okay, so we have two slightly iffy looking buttons. You can spend some more time playing with how these look and fonts and colours and sizes and all those magical things. Let's add some content onto our other options. So let's add waterfall, find our waterfall, and let's find our northern lights. So if we want to preview what it looks like, what we've got, there's a big preview button up here, and this can take a minute or two to load. It will give us a quick little preview here as to what it looks like on a mobile device. We can also hit share and it will generate a preview link. You can copy this and I can open it in a new tab so I can view it on the large screen. It will be low quality video in preview. Lights, and ta-da, the buttons work. We haven't got an end screen, so it's just gone straight to this at the moment. So here we can preview what it would look like on a mobile device. Okay, so there's a couple other things that we can do, adding different UI elements. So we haven't got any that just link to a graphic, but we could have some that just link to an image. We can add it so they can control videos, next replays, external links, so maybe have a link to a proper Visit Iceland tourist approved kind of website in this case. Share it if they want to share it on socials, that kind of thing. If you want to change it so it's a graphic, not a button, by the way, you just slide it over here. If you want to, when you're ready, publish. If you want to change any of the publishing sort of settings, titles, etc., we can change some of the tags, privacy, sharing options. If we go to advanced sharing options, if you've got a horizontal or vertical one, you can override it that way. And then when you're ready, you just hit publish and then publish project. If you haven't verified your email, you'll have to do that. So I'm going to go do that and then I'll come back. Okay, so it may take a while. This is like, it always says like a few hours to publish. If you've not got a lot in here like I have, it might take less time. So when you're ready, go for it. And then once it's published, you'll get a notification, and then once we've got that, we can grab the embed code, which is really cool because we can pop it on any sort of web platform and share it really easily, and it's not restricted to which devices and platforms it will be on. Okay, so when it's published, you'll get an email notification. You can view your project, you can get the link, share it on your socials, but we can also get our embed code, which we can tweak and edit different sizes. So that's Echo. I look forward to seeing what you end up making.